Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more.
Karen Johnson, a restless mother, starts a secret affair with Jason Miller, her daughter Emily's boyfriend. When Emily finds out about this betrayal, her once happy family is shattered, leading to a tragedy that changes all their lives. The Johnsons were a family admired by everyone in the small town of Maplewood. Karen, in her early 40s, was known for her beauty and charm. Her husband Thomas, a busy architect, provided well for their family. They had 2 kids, Emily, 18, and Jake, 15. Emily was her mother's pride and joy, a blend of her mom's beauty and dad's intelligence. She was about to graduate high school and had already been accepted into a top university. Her future looked bright, and she was dating Jason, a kind and loving young man. Jason, 20, worked part-time while attending a local college. To everyone, he seemed like the perfect match for Emily. But under the surface, Karen's marriage to Thomas was strained. Thomas, though a good provider, had become distant, more focused on work than his relationship with Karen. She started feeling neglected, longing for the attention and excitement she once had. That's when the affair with Jason began. It started small. Karen and Jason would talk when he was over waiting for Emily, who was often busy with school or out with friends. Jason was full of life, and Karen enjoyed his company. Their chats grew deeper, and Karen began noticing how he looked at her, a look she hadn't seen in years. She knew it was wrong, but felt flattered. For Jason, Karen was confident and intriguing in a way that Emily wasn't. One night, while Emily was out studying, Karen and Jason were alone watching a movie. There was a tension in the air. When Jason took Karen's hand, she didn't pull away. Their first kiss was slow, hesitant, but it quickly turned into something deeper and more dangerous. From that point, they couldn't stop. They met in secret, stealing moments whenever they could, feeding on the excitement of doing something forbidden. Karen knew she was betraying her husband and her daughter, but she couldn't bring herself to end it. Jason, too, was torn between his love for Emily and his growing desire for Karen. As the affair continued, things got more complicated. Karen became distant from her family, distracted and irritable. Emily noticed her mom's strange behavior but brushed it off as stress. Still, she couldn't ignore how Jason had changed. He was acting secretive, often canceling plans or making excuses to be late. Emily's suspicions grew, but she never expected the truth. She thought Jason might be seeing someone else, maybe a girl his age. Confiding in her best friend Lily, she was urged to confront him, but Emily wasn't ready. She loved Jason and wanted to believe things would work out. Meanwhile, Karen was drowning in guilt. What once thrilled her was now a constant source of fear. She worried her family would find out, but she couldn't stop. Jason made her feel alive in ways her marriage didn't. The tension in the Johnson house was obvious. Thomas, unaware of the affair, noticed, "Karen, we can't keep doing this. What if Emily finds out?" Frozen at the bottom of the stairs, Emily's mind raced. Slowly, she climbed the steps and pushed open the door to her mother's room. There they were, Karen and Jason caught in an embrace. The room went silent as they realized they'd been caught. Emily, pale and wide-eyed with shock, whispered, "How could you?" But she didn't wait for answers. She fled the house in tears, with Jason chasing after her. She drove off, trying to outrun the pain. The fallout was devastating. Emily stayed with Lily, refusing to speak to her mother or Jason. She couldn't bear the betrayal from the 2 people she trusted most. Thomas, heartbroken when he learned the truth, was enraged. Confronting Karen, he demanded to know how long the affair had been going on. When Karen confessed, Thomas was furious and disgusted. He filed for divorce and Karen moved out, staying with a friend. Emily cut off all contact with Jason, who was overwhelmed with guilt. He tried to apologize, but Emily wanted nothing more to do with him. But things only got worse. Jason fell into a deep depression, consumed by guilt and regret. He dropped out of school, quit his job, and pushed everyone away. One night, unable to bear the pain anymore, he drove to a secluded spot where he and Emily used to go and ended his life. His note simply read, "I'm sorry." When Emily heard the news, she was shattered. She blamed herself, thinking if she had forgiven him, he might still be alive. Karen was equally devastated, knowing her choices had led to this terrible end. She lost her family, her daughter's love, and now Jason too. Even Thomas, hurt by the betrayal, was deeply affected by the tragedy. Consumed by guilt and despair, Jason made a heartbreaking decision that changed everything. One night, unable to bear the pain any longer, he drove to a secluded spot outside of town, where he and Emily used to go. There, he took his own life, leaving behind a note that simply said, "I'm sorry." When Emily found out, she was devastated. She blamed herself for Jason's death, believing that if she had forgiven him, he might still be alive. Karen was equally destroyed, overwhelmed with guilt. She had lost her family, her daughter's love, and now Jason, a young man she had deeply cared for, even if in a wrong way. Thomas, too, was shaken. Though angry at Jason for the affair, he had never wished him harm. He blamed Karen, but he also understood that the situation was much more complicated than he could grasp. The whole town was shocked by the tragedy, and the Johnson family became the center of rumors and pity. In the months that followed, they struggled to put their lives back together. Karen, burdened with guilt, sought therapy and tried to rebuild her life, but the weight of her choices was too heavy. Eventually she left Maplewood, moving to another town to start over, though she could never escape her past. Emily, with the support of her father and friends, slowly began to heal. She graduated high school and went on to college, but the pain of betrayal and loss stayed with her. She often wondered what life would have been like if she hadn't come home early that day or discovered the affair. But those questions would never have answers. Thomas stayed in Maplewood, trying to give stability to Emily and Jake. He never remarried. The wound of betrayal ran too deep, making it hard for him to trust again. He focused on his work and being a father, but the past cast a long shadow over their lives. The affair between Karen and Jason had far-reaching consequences, not just for the Johnson family, but for everyone involved. It served as a grim reminder of how destructive secrets and lies could be. For years, people in Maplewood whispered about the tragedy, a cautionary tale of love gone wrong and betrayal's devastating cost. For Emily, the scars never fully healed. She moved on and built a life, but the memory of Jason's death and her mother's betrayal stayed with her, a reminder of how fragile trust can be and the deep wounds broken promises can cause. In the end, the Johnson family's story was one of tragedy but also of survival. Though they were forever changed, they found a way to live with the pain and sought peace in a world that had once been shattered.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more shocking story to come.